All right, so in this video, we're going to focus on a concept and a feature in Sitefinity Insight that helps us identify which users we want to focus on, perhaps for a follow-up or additional marketing and communication. So lead scoring helps you assign kind of a priority or an importance or a weighting to the visitors and the contacts that have come through your system. This is different than grouping people by persona, although some of the concepts are similar. I will suggest that lead scoring is not necessarily something that is going to provide a benefit to every user of Sitefinity Insight. If you have a high traffic site or you have a lot of contacts, it's a great feature to help you prioritize and identify who you want to focus on and who is likely to take further action, convert more in the future, so that you and your sales team can decide how to focus additional efforts or follow-ups. So let's go into the system and take a look at how this works. All right, once you have lead scoring set up, if you go to the very bottom of your dashboard by default, you'll see the lead scoring report, and this will show you the leads that have started to be tracked by the system and help you understand how many might be an interested lead or a qualified lead. These are stages that you have complete control and autonomy to set up and define for yourself. So let's drill in. From the menu, I'm going to open this up and I'm going to go to lead scoring. There's one example set up in the sample environment here that we're working with, and you can see that we've got two stages defined: an interested lead or a fully qualified lead. So just as a typical sales pipeline, interested, they might have kicked the tires. They might have started to take a look at some of the content that we've published. But a qualified lead means they've taken some kind of action or they've performed something that suggests to us that there's a high intention here, there's a high value, and perhaps we should take further action or follow up. So let's look at how we've defined an enterprise lead in this case. We want to know if a particular visitor or a particular contact is going to be an enterprise lead for our team, for our sales team to follow up on. You can see here when I've clicked through in this report that there are two stages defined: interested leads and fully qualified leads. The threshold for being an interested lead is 100 to 199 points. And the threshold for being considered a qualified lead is that you're over 200 points. So if we click on this little menu up here and click Edit Lead Scoring Type, you can see how those are set up. We've given this lead scoring type a name, and we've decided what stages we care about. Interested, 100 points. Qualified lead, 200 points. So the concept here is very similar to personas, but be careful. Even though it's similar, it's a completely different use case. So we get to decide for ourselves how many points each threshold gets satisfied at. And once we've set up those lead scoring thresholds, we can create the rules that qualify somebody to belong to one of those thresholds. So in this case, we've said contacting us is 100 points. Downloading a file, visiting the events, visiting the webinar will all give us points towards being an effective lead or not. That's how you can set up the rules. The rules are very similar to other setups that we've shown so far, so I won't get into that kind of detail. But if we take a look at some of the contacts that have already passed some of these thresholds, you'll start to see where the value comes. So I've drilled in on a contact that has already been given enough points to qualify as an interested lead. If we scroll down, you can see that they also separately qualify for these two personas: IT manager, which is similar to the gamer persona. So different rules. We know that they're likely an IT manager, or they resemble that kind of persona very closely because of the rules that we set up for that qualification. But they may not be somebody that we want to follow up with yet, because they haven't, even though they've done enough activity for us to infer that that's the persona they belong to, they haven't quite gotten far enough along with consuming other content and engaging with us, our brand, and our business enough to say, you know what, it's time to get in touch with this person. As soon as they take enough activity defined by our rules that they hit that qualified lead status, then it might be time to give them a follow-up. And you can also set up notifications so that you know when people pass these thresholds. So for a lot of people, the inbound contacts that are being converted don't happen at a pace where lead scoring will provide a ton of value. For others, this is a great use case. You're going to find that the lead scoring helps you add another layer of filtering and focus for your digital experience, knowing which segment of your audience and which specific contacts you might want to follow up with. So let's see if lead scoring is something that you can find value with. Catch you on the next video.